Hello, I hope you're enjoying the last moments of summer. Wanted to make sure that we gave you some quick updates to help you prepare for fall. We've been getting some questions about the bell schedules that have been released since the beginning of summer. The reason why they start and end at roughly the same times isn't because we expect you to be in both places at once. It's that we're trying to coordinate those start and end times. But you still have a 20-minute window between the various campuses. So earliest drop off for McNary Heights and Columbia Vista is 7:45 a.m. That's when the gates will open and we will have staff there supervising students. The bells won't ring for the start of instruction until 8:05. So there's a 20-minute window there between we have staff on hand to supervise kids on the playground and until school will start. So you have plenty of time to get from one building to the next if needed. At Claire Brownell and UHS, that first bell will ring at 7:45 a.m. But to give students time to get from one place to the next, if they're helping with younger siblings, the tardy bell won't ring until 8 a.m. So they'll have advisory and breakfast during that time. And yeah, it still gives you plenty of flexibility and plenty of time to get from one place to the next. We know that there will be some adjustments that we might have to make throughout the year, and we'll just continue to work on that. This is the first time we've ever had more than just the three schools and those really easy transport lines. So this time we're excited to have the four buildings and we will work together with you. But for the first planning phase, please be sure that you know those start and times are the earliest and the latest. And then as soon as we've done all of those practice runs with the buses in early August, we will get the official instruction times out to you. Great news on the 21st Century Community Learning Center front. We were able to have some successful advocacy, not just for us, but every impacted program in the nation. And so thankfully, we do have 21st Century Community Learning Center funds released and ready to go for this fall. That's a big deal in our community. Not everyone was aware of the STEAM Academy and what it actually provides. So just so you know, roughly half of our student population attends one or more sessions of the STEAM Academy every single year. It does include summer school, and for after school programming, it provides instruction, meals, additional math and reading support for students who need it, and it supports a lot of our extracurricular programs like drama, robotics, our middle school soccer program. A lot of those opportunities exist across our district because of 21st Century Community Learning Center funding. It is secure, it is ready for another year, and when we were doing some research to advocate for this, we noticed that daycare programs for after-school care in our region are just under $100 per week per student. This program remains free to all members of our school district because of that continued 21st Century Community Learning Center grant funding. So we're very thankful for this opportunity, very thankful for those of you who sent along letters and gave me additional information to share with legislators in DC. Also want to give a quick thank you to our friends at Amazon who did pay for the students and the teacher to attend with me, as I have my attendance at that opportunity in DC every year paid for by the National Superintendents Association. So really, again, thankful for advocacy, not just with our team, but across the nation, because that program is intact. Cell phone ban. This happened at the very end of the year or end of June. And so what it means is that schools can no longer allow cell phone use in the school day. We have long, over 20 years, prohibited cell phone use for non-instructional purposes during class time. So there are some switches here, and that means that we can't use them even for instructional purposes, according to what we know right now about this ban. We are still waiting for the final guidance from the Oregon School Boards Association and the proposed language that will meet the requirements of the ban. However, our preliminary plan is as follows. We will ask students to keep their phones turned off and out of sight during school hours. If students aren't abiding by that, then we'll ask you to come pick up their phone. If they still aren't following the expectations, then we'll ask you to come pick it up. And at that point, we'll ask you to pay for a pouch. This pouch doesn't prohibit students from accessing their phones. There's been some parents with safety concerns about that. What it does do is it blocks the wireless signal for the cell phone when it's in the pouch, and it alerts you and us if the student opens that pouch during the school day. If you choose not to do the pouch, then you would be asked just to keep the student's phone at home, and that's what we would ask for you to do instead. So we're trying to do the cell phone blocker pouch because students can open it in an emergency. And that is one of the biggest concerns that we've heard from parents is if there's something that's a concern, a safety concern, I want to be able to get a hold of my kid and I want my kid to be able to get a hold of me. And we think that's pretty reasonable. So the pouch that simply blocks the service inside the pouch seems like our best idea. And then it still has the ability to lock, but students can unlock it there in the classroom. And again, you would be alerted, as would we, if they're not supposed to be using their phones and they are. So that's our current proposal. Please take a moment and give me some feedback on that. If you have concerns or better ideas, please share it. I did link the actual executive order there. And so as we get additional guidance, we will, of course, refine our plan. But I'd love to hear your feedback on just the earliest idea of that for now. Next steps, as always, if you have questions or concerns, feel free to send them over. My email is sipeh@umatillasd.org. You can also take the Ask a Question survey truly anytime, and I will be happy to either address your question on one of these videos, or I will be happy to give you a call or an email. It's also a great way to just share an idea, something's popping up, and I will get that survey linked to our main website shortly as well. But for now, you have it here. It's in the email that you're getting. And if anything comes up, just let me know. We will have those updated school schedules with instructional start times and further information on open house dates for CVI students in early August, because again, as a reminder, those students are not in school until a week after the rest of the students, but they will have those open house opportunities and a chance to go see their new building during the school day. We will provide transportation for that, and that will be a great test run for students to get to see the new building. Everything is still on time and on track. I'm always afraid to say that because it's a lot of work coming up to these next couple of weeks. But huge kudos to the construction team. We're making it and we are getting there. And so we do expect everything to be open and on time, and we'll see you soon. Take care.